Hi, smokers. Welcome back to Cigar Talk by Rafael. Thank you guys for sticking for a third episode. And in this episode, we're going to be reviewing the Arturo Fuente Chateau Natural. So a little background about this cigar. This cigar is comprised of Connecticut wrapper and Dominican filler binder. It is one of the core line, most basic, most well-known offerings of the Arturo Fuente portfolio. It's one of those cigars that almost every cigar smoker has smoked at one point. Yeah, let's give it a rip and see what the first third has to offer. So at light up, this cigar is medium bodied. It has a little bit of pepper just to let you know that the cigar is there. It's not completely devoid of pepper. It's a little bit cedary. Let's see. It zings the sinuses on the retro a little bit. So I want to say it's almost like a white pepper. It's a little zesty. It's profoundly cedary. The cigar is a cedar bomb in the way that some really good Dominican cigars are. It is slightly creamy. And let's see. It has what to me is a perfect draw. I personally, anybody who knows me knows that I prefer my cigars with a little bit of resistance on the draw. I'm not a huge fan of a wide open draw, and this cigar has just enough resistance, like the perfect amount of resistance on the draw. I really enjoy that. And so far as like construction notes on the cigar, like I don't know how well the camera captures it, but as you can see, it's pretty solid, like not very many veins, and the veins that are there are very, very small. Look at the burn line on the cigar. Pretty solid. There's like a little indentation there, but that's no big deal. And so far, it's a very, very good cigar. The smoke texture is rich. It's creamy. It's velvety. Well, guys, I'll see you at the first third. The end of the first third, and take a look at the cigar. This is how it's smoking. It has a pretty straight burn line, and the ash is holding very well. It's tight white ash, which is a sign of very good construction, very uniform. So far, I'm just getting a lot of the same notes I got at light up. The pepperiness of the cigar subsided a little bit. It's not as strong as when I first started smoking. At the beginning of the smoke, I would have characterized the cigar as bright. It had a very almost citrusy characteristic, you know, kind of like how food changes when you add a little lemon zest to it. And that note of cedar is carrying in throughout this first third. That it's very pronounced. It's delicious. I personally love to taste cedar in a cigar, and so far this cigar is proving to be quite an incredible experience. Yeah, considering the price point of the cigar, which I will not mention. I'm not going to talk about price points in my channel. Considering the price of this cigar, it's incredible, and it goes to show you. I have a saying, I'm not the only one to say it. There's a lot of other guys on YouTube that say these things, but I personally believe that cigars are incredible at every price point, right? There's cigars that are $5 that are insanely good, and there's also cigars that are $100 that aren't worth a damn. There's great stuff at every single price point. There's horrible stuff at every single price point. A price with cigars isn't always determinant of the quality of the cigar. And this cigar is a beautiful example of that so far. I'm getting some roasted coffee notes as well in this third, aside from the deep cedar, but it's definitely an undertone. The main note is 100% the cedar. This cigar is a cedar bomb. It also does not smoke mild. I don't know if I would call it all the way up to medium, but if anything, it's a hair under medium. It has character. Yeah, let me give you another look at the way it's burning. It's burning beautifully. This Arturo Fuente Chateau. Oh, and by the way, I didn't talk about the size of the cigar at light up, but the size of the cigar, it's a short Robusto, which is a 4.5 by 50. They make this cigar in 2 other sizes, if I'm not mistaken. The Chateau comes in the double Chateau, which is about like 6 inches, and then there's the Royal Salute, which is even longer than that. It's about 7 inches. It's like a thick Churchill. Well, that's it for the end of the first third. I'll see you guys at the end of the second third. Let's see what this cigar, how it changes and evolves. Hey guys, welcome to the end of the second third. And take a look at how that beautiful cigar is burning. Still holding on to the ash. This ash is still beautiful, white, tightly packed. The burn line got a little bit craggly, and the cigar is getting a tad bit hot, but it's still smoking beautifully. Okay, let's take off this band. Still holding strong. Okay guys, so at this point, there's been an interesting transition in the cigar. The cedar note has died down a tad bit, and the coffee note has increased. And let me just say, for a person who's smoked a lot of Connecticut cigars, it's a very, very interesting Connecticut. I'm getting none of the bitterness that's sometimes associated with Connecticut wrapper, which is good because it is what kept me away from many Connecticut cigars for a very long time. The cigar's also developed a subtle sweetness. I'm enjoying this one a lot, guys, and I'm just surprised. There are cigars you pay $30, $40 for. They don't have construction like this. The only thing it would lose a point for on the construction is that in this third, the cigar did start smoking a little hotter. But quite frankly, it's not bothering me much because it's not negatively affecting the flavor, right? Usually when a cigar gets hot, the cigar can get a little bitter, can get a little like funky. You get like a musty, nasty taste from it. I'm getting none of that on this cigar. Yeah, just another blend that the Fuentes knocked out of the park, man. There's a reason why I've been smoking Fuente cigars for my whole smoking career. I'm getting a little bit of bread as well, which is one of my favorite flavor notes in a cigar. And yeah, it is getting a little bit hot. Like if I hold it too close to the burn line, I start to feel it for sure. All right, guys, let's see how it evolves in this third, and I'll see you guys at the end with some final notes on the cigar. The final third of this Arturo Fuente Chateau Natural is how the cigar's burning. Yes, the ash finally fell off. The burn line is slightly, ever so slightly craggly, but it's still really, really good. And my final notes on this cigar are the following. In this final third, the cigar has not yet dropped off. The cedar has become a secondary note, and that roasted coffee is the primary note of the cigar. I'm also getting a little bit of cocoa, a little bit of sweetness. Even though the cigar did get a little hot towards the end of the second third, it's not affecting the flavor or the performance of the cigar in any way, shape, or form. There's a slight hint of funkiness starting to appear, which to me is to be expected at the final third of a cigar like this. It usually happens. And overall, I'm very, 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 very satisfied with the cigar. So I have been smoking quite a few Connecticut's recently. 2025 was a good year for Connecticut's, in my opinion. I had a lot of really, really good ones. Some of my favorite cigars last year were Connecticut's. And I hadn't smoked this one in a while. And I have to say, I enjoyed it so much that I might add it to my rotation. This is going to become a cigar that's permanently in my humidor. Again, I won't say the price, but it is inexpensive. It's accessible. It's a cigar you can find almost anywhere. It's a tried and true classic. And I just want to take this point to emphasize there's a reason why the Fuentes are so successful and they've been selling so many cigars for so many years. This is another cigar they knocked it out of the park with. This cigar, and if you guys have been keeping up with the Instagram, you have already noticed that anything above a B is going to be a pretty rare occurrence. I give out a lot of C's. I can be a pretty harsh critic. This is an A. So I was hesitant. I'd say if I were going to grade it specifically, it'd be an A-, because for me to give a cigar an A, it has to impress me. Usually that means it needs to hit me with flavor unlike anything else, or a new flavor note that's interesting, or it has to be super interesting. This cigar didn't. It's a cigar that doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it's incredible at what it does, right? So if you like a cigar that is cedary, that borders on medium, but it's still friendly to a newcomer, this cigar might just be one of the best options out there. So it is a well-deserved A. It doesn't reinvent the wheel. It's straightforward, but it is a great expression of its type of cigar, right? The construction was nearly perfect. The draw, in my opinion, is perfect. The flavor was great. It was very cedary. It had enough spice to have character and to be present, but not enough to put you off or to be anything above medium. It transitioned. At the beginning, it was zippy. It was a little zesty. It then got roasty. Then the cedar became a secondary note, which also is very impressive considering the size of this cigar. It's not very common for cigars to transition the way this one did when on such a short smoke, right? Usually we notice large transitions, maybe in figurado cigars, maybe in toros or something like that. So to have a cigar switch up on you like that in 4.5 inches is very impressive. This is congrats to the Fuente family for delivering such amazing cigars for so many years. And this is a winner. This cigar gets an A. Anyways, guys, please remember to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Please share my account with all your friends. I promise you guys there's a lot more content to come. This is just the beginning. I'm sticking to this project. I'm sticking with you guys, and I really hope you guys are enjoying the videos. So with that being said and done, thank you for sticking around for another episode of Cigar Talk by Rafael, and I'm signing out. See you guys next week.